Hello everyone. Couple things. One, it's raining, so I may have to get in my car and finish this, but I wonder if you can see where I am here. Probably not, won't be able to figure it out from this angle, but I do want to tell you, I forgot to tell you on Wednesday that I was filming from Triple B Farms, so in the midst of all of their apple trees. Let me swing around here and see if you can slowly kind of figure out where I am. No doubt you'll figure it out here shortly. And if you don't have it yet, you ought to now. So I'm at the front entrance of Round Hill Park. And I want to really just read a story to you today that I wrote years ago. And the reason I want to read it is because that story starts right on the spot that I'm standing on right now. So occasionally, and I'm just going to be reading, so occasionally Ellen and I will go out for what I call a car date. No, it's not a bunch of groping in a secluded spot. We go someplace and get dinner to go and find a quiet place to eat and talk in the car. There are occasions when I just want to be left alone, and particularly alone with her, and not in a restaurant, a movie, or a store where I have to deal with people. I know, sorry. Just some time to get away with someone I trust more than anyone else on this planet. Someone who will listen and honestly tell me what she thinks. Again, some time ago, years ago, really, we were parked after hours at this very spot I'm standing on right now. It was dark. At one point, 2 ducks walked past either side of the car, gently quacking. They walked out onto the road, and I assume they had done this dozens, if not hundreds of times before. Off in the distance, we could hear a truck coming fast. It didn't really occur to me that the driver might not be able to see or avoid the ducks, or at least one of them. As the truck sped by in front of us, we heard the sickening thud of the duck as it bounced off of the undercarriage of the pickup. There were no squealing tires, no sudden swerve, and no panic squawking. Just a thud, and then the truck was gone. I don't think the driver ever saw or felt the impact. There are enough lights at the entrance to the park that we could see the ducks, the one that was mortally wounded and the one still standing on the side of the road. The sound coming from them was heartbreaking. The duck on the road tried vainly to stand but was too badly injured. Each effort was met with a pained quack, if you could even call it a quack. But the other duck, the emotionally devastated one, I could hardly bear to listen to it. I can't describe accurately the sound it made, sort of a sad, lingering, desperate, guttural appeal. Oh, please, please, you can do it. Please get up. Don't leave me. Don't leave me. And again, I apologize. I need to turn pages here. Of course, you know how this ended. The duck on the road did leave, if you will. Ellen and I eventually left as well. I wonder how long the sad duck remained on the side of the road. I've done many funerals over the years. I've never really counted, but I'm sure it's 150 to 200 at least. I always give the families of the deceased several pieces of advice. One is this: if there is to be a final viewing, do not feel rushed. Stay as long as you need to. We will wait for you. That being said, at some point, we do need to move along. There have been occasions when families or widows or widowers have stayed for what felt like an inordinately long period of time. I'm sure for many reasons. It could be shock and the inability to process what has just happened in the past few days. Maybe the need to spend just a few more minutes with the one they love so dearly. Maybe they think if they stand there long enough they will awaken from the terrible nightmare. Or maybe it's the fear of the awful finality of what is about to transpire. When my father died in 2002, I remember the final viewing. It was not something he would have wanted. He was a very private man. I was standing there with Ellen and my children, my 3 sisters and my stepmother and her side of the family. For those of you who have been through this sort of thing, you know how painful this moment is. And there's an unspoken order in which family members are supposed to, quote, take their leave, unquote. Usually the funeral director gives instructions about friends going first to leave the family until last. But there are no instructions given to the family. It's been my experience that those who are most distraught often are the last ones at the casket. Why? Many reasons that vary according to the relationship they may have had or not had with the deceased. Anyway, like everyone else, I was in a terrible state of grief, but trying to comfort my kids through the sorrow. And since I am the youngest of my dad's children, it occurred to me that I should go first. This thought actually went through my mind, standing there with tears flowing freely down my face. I should get things going and go first. My kids and I walked up to the casket and said our goodbyes. Truth be told, I wish I'd taken more time. I wish I had stood there for just a few more seconds. I know, there was no changing anything, but I just needed a few more seconds. Why? I think because not enough time had been spent together while we were both on this side of death. That's the tragedy. I don't want to go into a diatribe about my relationship with my dad, but for those you love, a time will come when one of you will be standing in a funeral home wondering how long before you're forced to walk away. Do not leave with the dreadful thought that you did not spend enough time. Do you know what people who are dying say they regret the most? The things they would do if they had it to do all over again? There are 4 things. 1, they would have loved more deeply. 2, they would have laughed more often. 3, they would have given more generously. 4, they would have lived more boldly. I could spend a great deal of time describing each of these, but I think we all know what they mean on some level. Do this for yourself and for those that you love. Love deeply, laugh, give, live boldly. Have a great day, my friends. Goodbye.